Well, hello beautiful people, welcome to my channel. My name is Teresa and I am your cruise director on this magical mystery tour. If you can hear my dog barking in the background, something is setting her off on this weekend morning, but we will plug through. We have got a pretty much, I might be missing a mascara, but a full face of products from TK Maxx, or if you're in America, TJ Maxx, where a lot of companies send their leftover makeup to be sold at a discounted rate. So before we get to that, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, ring the notification bell to be alerted to any new uploads, and if you like this video at the end, please give it a big thumbs up. So let's go see what we've got. Okay, so I'm putting my glasses on so I can read to you. I've mainly got Velvet Concept stuff, so pretty much everything here is Velvet Concepts except for an eyeshadow palette. So this is a makeup brand out of South Africa, I want to say, and people have asked about it, getting it here in Australia a few times, and I managed to pick up a heap. So we've got that. Yeah, I don't think I've got mascara and maybe an eyeliner, maybe even brows, but we've got a lot. Anyway, and then I've also picked up this. I've picked up a few of the Klara Cosmetics eyeshadow palettes from there, heavily discounted. This is the Shanghai, which is a pretty neutral one. So we will start. I'll just pull everything out and we'll get started. Okay, I'm warming up a little bit before I take my glasses off and we really get into it. I want to talk you through the products. Ignore what I'm wearing. I'm about to get changed, but I've just had a shower. So we have a primer. So the Primer primer, let's just have a look. I haven't even so much as tried any of these. So it's sort of a peachy. Then we have the Abracadabra Multitasking Foundation for flawless complexion. Full coverage without heavy layered feel, resulting in a flawless finish. Be interested to see that. We also have the cream concealer, the Abracadabra cream concealer in Correct and Conceal in the shade Nougat. I have used this before. It's actually quite good, but I forgot that I had it, and I picked up the under eye brightening pen to brighten and refresh. So I mean, it looks very similar to the Touche Éclat. Okay, I literally had to click I don't know how many times, but more than 100. That's quite peachy as well. It's very thin, so that'll be interesting. We also have the Soft Focus Flawless Finishing Powder, Blurring and Setting Veil. The Sculpt and Glow Pressed Bronzer in the shade Bondi Beach. And I'm reading these out because, you know, it's not going to happen once I take these off. The Cream Chic Blush, Rich Luxurious Colour in Amaretto. And then Peace Highlighting Stick. Oh, and I have a lip liner and a lip gloss. Now, I think, I'm just checking, the dearest of these items was $9.99. I think the cheapest was about $5.99. So really good pricing with that. Let's just see if that translates. Now, who knows what my hair's going to look like by the end of this. She is out air drying naturally, letting the curls do their things on the weekend. Okay, so let's get to it. Going in with the Primer, just putting it onto a tray so you can see. It actually looks quite a nice shade. Okay, I think this would be better applied with fingers to give it a decent amount of coverage. It has a funny smell to it, so I don't know if that is because it's old stock or if that is the smell. It's super hydrating and quite slippy. Doesn't really give any, I mean it's a primer, but we know that a lot of illuminating primers will give a bit of coverage while reflecting the light back. This gives a more of a just a hydrated bit of a glow. Okay, we're going in now with the multitasking foundation. This is a silicone based foundation. We'll start one side with the brush and then we'll do the other side with a sponge just to see the difference. The box was sealed and I just sort of had to guess on the shade. This is quite warm. This is really thick, like I've put too much on immediately. Alright. Oh my gosh, this is oxidizing straight away. I'm orange. Oh, I don't know if there's any saving this. I literally just had to go out and show my husband how orange I am. Like, I'm orange. Okay. So let's try and straight in with the sponge to try and shear this out. Oh my God. I'm like Paris Hilton and Lindsay Lohan in the early 2000s. And even they might have looked better. Okay, clearly one, it's not the right colour, and two, I had way too much product on there. I've pulled probably, I feel like 90% of that product off because now you can see all my freckles. I'm not quite as orange, but she's not good. Okay, I'm not putting any extra on my brush at the moment because we've given up doing what we were doing there. And we'll just do the same on this side. Far out. I've got to go out in public after. This is not good. I don't even know if I'll be doing a wear test at this point. Probably not, just because. Why would I want to do that to myself? Oh my gosh. Okay. Look, let's just for shits and giggles. Okay, so I sheared it right out here, okay? I can see everything through it, but I'm just stamping this here for a second. Look, it could probably build up. Okay, can you see that? That's really light now. I have put in what's left over my handy dandy trusty old white pigment drops in there to lighten it right up. I'd almost rather be too light than too dark because I want to build it up, but I couldn't. I could have tried out for a member. Look at that. Now I've probably gone too light, but given that it started oxidizing straight away before, which look, it's doing it again. It's already starting to darken up. So this oxidizes now a lot. But I'm getting coverage now. And I may be saving the day. I'm sure you guys get a good old giggle when you see crap like this happen. Because I don't think I've had an instance where I've done something like this and not continued on with my day. Why? Because I'm a lazy girl. Unless I'm filming back-to-back looks is the only time. Now. Okay, so I lightened that right up, yeah? Like, that is not the shade that is on my face. So she oxidizes once she is on your skin. Like, even with all that lightness in it. So let's look, because look at that. You can see that is what I've put on my skin, and look at the colour of my skin now. Interesting. I've seen foundations oxidise before. I'm looking at you, Charlotte Tilbury, but let's just pretend I'm hanging out with Paris, shall we? It doesn't look the best, I'm not going to lie. It looks, well, it looks a bit patchy. It looks, it's making my skin look really texturized. We'll zoom in here if I haven't already. It's looking really texturized around these areas. Like I look like I need pore filling primer in here. And like I have texture like all of us do, but normally it's not super noticeable. The things I do for you. Right. After, see, look at that in the bottle. That, even in the bottle, is nowhere near as dark as what I've put on with all that lightening in it. Right. Let's see if she is all downhill from here. Okay, going in with the under eye brightening pen. Oh, guys, she's going from bad to worse. So this pen is just like, look, she's dripping. I am not even going to attempt to do that. Thank God that was only a $5. And she's rosy. That would do nothing underneath my eye except make it a hot mess. So we will go in with the cream concealer instead. I actually like this. So it's going in with a concealer doe foot brush. And pressing under the eyes and bringing it down. Now I don't normally bring this cream concealer down as far as this, but given what we've got happening, I just want to lighten up a little bit and probably get a little bit of extra coverage, because this is not a full coverage foundation by any means. So I will just work that with this sponge now. And I've got a feeling I am going to look a hot mess by the end of the day if this stays on. Just going to dry my face down with a fan just to set everything in before we go in with powder. Okay, so already having let that set down, it's actually looking a bit better on my skin. Now, any concealer, don't go straight in. If you set under your eyes and you're using concealers, don't go straight in with any powders afterwards. Let it at least air dry for a few minutes or fan it down. It makes a huge difference. It stops it going pasty and gluggy and a creasy mess. So we're going in with the Soft Focus Flawless Finishing Powder. It's a blurring and setting veil. This is translucent. She's fresh. All of these, by the way, you know what it's like with the TK Maxx. You worry about if somebody's had their mitts in with them. These were all sealed up so tightly, taped up, no one could get their hands into them. So I knew as I was getting them if there was going to be any issue. Now, this has got the hole that fits in there, which is great, but it means we have to press into this. So using a puff, I don't know if you can see that powder kicking up there, and just tapping on the back of our hand. This actually looks nice before it even goes on my face, so we'll see. And it's a true translucent. You just push at it and it pushes it up through the sieve. So just setting around the T-zone area, and then we'll go in with a brush for the rest of our face. Let's see how this brush goes getting covered. Can you see that? You should be able to see that dust coming up, and tapping that off. So it comes through there, no problem at all. I don't know how that'll go as it starts to empty, but she's really finely milled. That feels beautiful. I'll have a look in a second to see. I would not imagine it's talc free. I'd be really surprised if it was. That's nice. Let's hope it doesn't oxidise. Okay, so I've just put my glasses on because I wanted to have a look at this before I spray down my face. So we'll look at it. We're looking quite matte and velvety with it. Yeah, it's got first ingredients talc. So as I said, I would have been really, really surprised if it wasn't. Talc, mica, silica, magnesium stearate. So yeah. Finely milled, soft focus technology resulting in a translucent veil to blur out imperfections with oil absorbing properties and antioxidant rosemary to protect skin. This silky touch finishing powder sets and fixes your makeup in place as a final step for a flawless complexion. So you would have just seen this week the differences between a setting and a finishing powder. So this is a finishing, so ideally it goes on after everything we're about to do now, but we've used it to set. So we'll do my usual. I'm going to, I don't have a setting spray, so I'm going to just use my usual Makeup Revolution and fan it down, and we'll see the difference in how my skin looks if it really melts into the face and makes it look like second skin. Okay, so I have set down my face. It has sort of blended in, but I'm still looking a bit, probably a little bit around the nose. Maybe should have left that and not put the cream concealer on there, but everything else is looking okay. I've also prepped my eyes with eye primer, done my brows. So now we're going into the Bronze de Soleil Bondi Beach Sculpt and Glow Pressed Bronzer. That looks like quite a nice shade. It looks cooler in there than it does on my wrist, but it's not too warm. Doesn't look too bad actually. Let's see how we go with it. Just going in gently at first till we see what the pigment is like. That doesn't look too bad actually. And up around the hairline, perimeters of the face to warm it up. I actually quite like that. That's the winner product so far. Yeah, I do like that. I like that very much. If you're like me, sometimes bronzers can be way too orangey. And I prefer a more neutral bronzer. This isn't super neutral, it is a warm neutral, but it's nice. Okay, in here, and let's go along the jawline just to, I know it's not contour, but it works. Yeah, that's my favourite product out of them all so far. Okay, next up we have the Amaretto Cream Blush. Looks promising as well. So tapping into it. You'll see all of my mirrors on products are like that because I'm tapping into them. Oh yeah, she's pretty. Guys, am I going to be able to leave the house with this? I think I might. I think Phil's going to be surprised when I walk out there and I'm not looking like a cast member of the Muppets with the colour of my face anymore. It's not too intense. I imagine, I don't want to go in too, well, I was about to say I don't want to go in too hard, and then I was like I should just see what I can do, but I do want to be able to leave the house. I don't think you'd be able to blend that in too intense, and I don't want to try because that looks really, really pretty at the moment. Another winner, so the bronzer and blush. Okay, this is Peace is the shade. It's a highlighter stick. That's what she's looking like. Now, how am I going to do this? I think I'll just pick that up from there and see. That's even. I don't want to go straight on my cheek with it. And just, can you see that? I've got just a really nice glow, just sort of on the edge of where the blush is. That's quite nice. I'm starting to feel like we're really saving this. Look at that. Really happy with this area. It's starting to make it come together. Right, before I've got lips, I might wait to do them until after I've done my eyes. So let's have a look at this palette now, shall we? Okay, so this is the 24 eyeshadow palette from Klara Cosmetics. The name of the palette is Shanghai. So I'll bend that back a bit. Top row is all shimmers. Next row down, all mattes. These are all shimmers, all matte, so 50-50. We might keep it quite peachy today, just based on what's going on. Peachy, a little bit rosy, because my lips are going to be rosy. And they feel really super buttery, which is nice. But we also know, after an experience last week, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. So I'm just going to start with this flesh tone one first. It'll help really set down my eyeshadow primer. As per usual, MAC Paint Pot, to be fair to any eyeshadow I am using. I did the other day try this NYX Ultimate one. Not sure how I feel about that. This literally doesn't have any real colour to it. It is, like I said, it's a skin tone one for me, but it was more about setting down. So now, don't die shock, I think I can read these names. So that name, that shadow was Flourish. We are going into Peachy Orchid now. Feeling pretty proud of myself that I can read them. Don't expect it to happen again. So just using this as our transition, as a wash of colour. This is really soft and pretty. This is on a big fluffy blender brush as part of the new Morphe Charcoal Bamboo set. You can see this brush is really flexible. Have a look at that, which is great when you want to do this, because it's just literally, for want of a better word, splodging out and dispersing the shade. And it really gives it that nice wash of colour, going back in and back onto this side so we can build this colour up. So, same thing. I really like the softness of this for this exact reason. My throat's gurgling and making a heap of noises. It's still, haven't been up too long. First coffee of the day. But as you can see, it's daylight out there. How often do you look and that is as black as black as black? Because I'm doing it first thing in the morning when it is still dark. So that's a really pretty wash of colour there. Now, I'm just having a look. This is the lipstick shade. So, I'm just going to swatch this for a second, because I don't want to clash with that. Oh. But, okay. So she can be blended out into a soft rosy colour. So we've gone peachy. Let's go in. This shade is China Rose. We might go in with that. Smaller brush now, just to bring in here. Oh, that's a nice shade. These palettes, I've got a couple of these that all of them I've absolutely picked up at TK Maxx. I actually really like these for soft, delicate colours. They're quite a good little eyeshadow palette. I don't know if I'd pay full price for them, in that I don't think I could be bothered going searching for them online to order, but I am more than happy to have a look and see what they've got when they are in stock down there. That straight away is really nice. I'm just going back into that Peachy Orchid now, just to go over the edge to bring that shade back a little. You know the drill. We've done this before. I really like this one. I like this shade. That's really nice. And in fact, I am not even sure if I'm going to do much on that outer corner, like go deep or anything. Just looking at these three shimmers here. Oh, that's really nice. But that's not, they're all really nice. I love that. I mean, I love this sort of shade, this, but bearing in mind we're going rosy. So there's also another couple up the top. Right. I'm going to go, the top row has, it's looking quite washed out in this light. This is shade Opulence. I'm going to use that on my lid, and we'll take it from there once we see how this looks. Because I might, this sweet tea, I just like to bring a shade down there a bit, just because of how my hood sits. So I like to darken up that outer corner, but I don't think I need to go too deep with it. I think that China tea shade, look at me talking about the colours. I think that China Rose, helped if I got it right, might be enough. That is pretty. These are really good quality, and look, if you like the look of them, have a look at the brand online. If you like the look of them, maybe you do want to order offline. I know that there are a few stockists that you can order them from in Australia, in any case. But like I said, I think this is maybe my third palette from them that I've been fortunate enough to pick up down at TK Maxx. Yeah, see, I didn't need to go any deeper than what I've gone with that shade. And just going to clean off my brush, this little brush, just on the switch, and just circle around the edge there. You can see the difference in how that looks there and how this looks here. So we want to just diffuse that out. You can see that's happening quite easily there. Okay, so we'll continue with that China Rose under the eye. Just keep it very rosy today. And I don't even think I'm going to use a lighter colour to buff that out. Just this brush, and we will just buff this. This is a super easy palette to work with. Now I do want to compare this to the Milani palette I used the other day. This absolutely shits all over it, to be quite honest. The quality is a lot better. It blends so much easier. There is not fallout. The colours layer on top of each other beautifully. Okay, so I've just had a quick look online. I thought someone like Cosmetics Capital sold Klara Cosmetics, but maybe I was wrong. I did see this palette on Amazon for $65. I would rather spend the $25 extra on Amazon than $47, $49, whatever it is, for the Milani one for sure. That being said, I think I paid $25 for this from TK Maxx. So we're just going to go in now. A bit of inner corner shimmer. These are the two lighter shades up the top here. Much and muchness. So the second shade just has a slight pinky tinge to it. It is called Sincere. I'm going in with that just to lighten up the inner corner as our highlight. And I didn't even tap that off then. There, it's a nice. I need to pull out my other one because I know I really like the look I got from the other palettes as well. Oh, I so like that shade. So yeah, that I do like. I've just put a nude liner on my waterline just to open up my eyes. What I am going to do now is set my face one last time and put some mascara on, and I'll be right back to do my lip. Okay, we are back and I am dressed. I'll list all the products in the description box below. I've just used a super cheap W7 mascara, in fact. But as I said, everything will be listed. So now we have our lips. Now, my natural lip colour actually with just clear gloss would go quite well over this. This is I think it's the Abracadabra lip pencil. Back to not being able to read. Okay, so we have the Plump and Define lip pencil nude, in the shade Nude, and then the Velvet Luxe lip gloss in Gelato. So let's That's funny, that just wants to slip straight off my lip line. It's one of those fake wooden pencils in that this is sitting in it. You have to sharpen it, but it's not a true wooden pencil. It's not a true wooden pencil like that. But the shade is not bad, in all fairness. I don't know how much I would say that the shade is Nude. It's very, very dry, which might mean it's got a lot of longevity. There's no creaminess to it at all. Going in now with the lip gloss. Yeah, she's bright. The doe foot on it really hugs the lip though. It smells like lollies. I am not going to go all the way out to the perimeter. I'm going to use my finger and blend that out. Now I just want to soften that a bit. So I'm just going to blot it to diffuse that out instead of waiting for it to happen naturally. I got that shade because I didn't have any other shades down there of it. It feels, doesn't feel like a standard gloss either, but maybe that's, it feels like it's really gripping to the lip liner, which is really, really interesting. But this is the finished look. Obviously I'm dressed, we are on weekend hair, ready for the football, so the curls are out doing their own thing. But let's have a chat about the products and what my thoughts are on them. I might insert some video footage here. Can't guarantee it because I am going to walk out in the sun in a minute. I'm hoping to go out to the football like this. It's my stepson's game, but it's a game that's around a smaller field, so we'll be in the car. So if I'm orange, it's probably not going to matter that much. Okay, so I'm just stepping outside into natural light. It is glary on this winter's day. Look at that glow, but look at the difference. Like, my face is always a bit darker than my hands, but that's like significantly. I think this has got a bit of an olive undertone to it, truth be told. I am going to leave it on for the day, but I'm still liking my cheeks and that. That shade of foundation is not working for me really, though it does look really nice at the moment. That eyeshadow palette, love it. Love it, love it, love it. Love the quality of it. If you see them there, have a look, worth getting. The primer, neither here nor there. The foundation, I think we know my thoughts on that. That is a big miss. Now, while my skin looks nice now, you saw the work. So given that, again, that still looks lighter than my face, so we saw how much that oxidized, even with all that white that I put into it. The bronzer, the blush, love, absolutely love that bronzer. I am going to, in fact, I will do it now. I'm going to sit that on my desk to use again. That blush is really, really pretty. That's such a nice color, and that's going to go there too. This powder is interesting. I'm not sure how I feel about this powder. I think I need a bit more wear of it. I think that it's really made my skin, it's right, it has absolutely blurred out my skin. And if we zoom in here, I mean, I've still got that bit of texture happening, but nowhere near like it was, for sure. So we'll keep that on my desk for a little bit. The highlighter, it's pretty. I'm neither here nor there. I've had this for a while and I have used it. The under eye brightener, I mean, we saw what a disaster that was. That's not even usable, so I can't form an opinion on that. The Creme contour, the cream concealer, I have used many times. That was the first product that I got from this brand, so I quite like that. I'm going through a bit of a cream concealer phase. It's not as good as Runway Room, I will say. Lip liner and lip gloss, and in fact I will probably might even change that shade after. But if you see the blush or the bronzer or the powder, if you're okay with talc in your powders, absolutely give it a try. And again, that eyeshadow palette, I will be looking forward to using a few more shades in there. I actually really wouldn't mind doing something dark and smoky with this fiery orangey colour over the top. That may end up over on my Instagram on a makeup of the day. I'm going to start doing them again, where I just put up images of makeup that I have used. So that is it. Obviously with TK Maxx, with products that go there, you've got to be aware that they are old stock, that they tend to be discontinued products sometimes, so it is a risk, and certainly make sure no one has stuck their grotty mitts in it. But I did not think I'd be able to save that foundation, my loves, like but it's just, I really like this blush and bronzer. Really like them. That is it. I am about to head out. It's 12 degrees today. Thank God we're staying in the car. Have a wonderful time, my friends. Don't forget to tell your mum, tell your sister, tell your friends to come along and hang out and have a laugh at me turning into a muppet. Until next time, bye.